Welcome back, fans, to the ECHL Insider. I am your host, Garrett Hunter, excited to talk more playoff news with you as we are less than a month away from the conclusion of the ECHL regular season. The Iowa Heartlanders had an impressive 2-0 shutout victory in Kalamazoo on Sunday afternoon, beating the Wings and getting that big shutout for goaltender Hunter Jones. Also, the Worcester Railers took 2 out of 3 on the Maine Mariners last week. Got to give a shout out to Worcester Railers specialty St. Patrick's Day / Boston Celtics jersey you guys wore on Saturday night. What a cool specialty jersey that was. Maybe that will be my favorite specialty jersey that we'll discuss at the end of the season, in the off season. Very cool, very St. Patrick's Day and another professional team all incorporated into one jersey. Really cool to see those on Saturday night. Also, another score from around the league. The Jacksonville Icemen have lost 6 consecutive games, including 2 losses to the Rays last week, a 5-2 and 5-3 defeat. Also, 2 teams have now punched their ticket to the big dance. The Newfoundland Growlers did it in just any ordinary way with 11th round shootout win over the Adirondack Thunder Saturday night. What a thrilling victory that was for Newfoundland, getting the playoff clinching win, but also the come-from-behind win against the Thunder. And the Indy Fuel have clinched their playoff spot in the Central Division, meaning that there's just one more spot to be clinched in the Central Division. It'll come down to the Wheeling Nailers or the Fort Wayne Comets. But Wheeling, if you're going to clinch that spot, several games still to make up on the Comets. So let's get you now to the top 5 games of the week, all with big playoff implications. So let's start at the top at number 5. The Maine Mariners will go to Gas South Arena to take on the Gladiators Friday night. Gladiators losing 2 out of 3 last week in Reading. These are points that they really need to get as they're chasing the Florida Everblades for 4th place in the South Division. And number 4, the Cincinnati Cyclones head out to the Mountain Division, taking on the Utah Grizzlies Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday from the Maverick Center. Big games for the Grizzlies, not so much for the Cyclones. They've already clinched the Central Division playoff spot, but Grizzlies are in a big battle for the Mountain Division in points, very close to teams like Allen and Rapid City. So big points on the line against a good opponent for the Grizzlies. And our number 3 game of the week, again, the Maine Mariners, Sunday and Saturday will be in North Charleston to take on the Stingrays, who have been on a roll lately. Expect these two to have a lot of offense to them. Maine had some lacking offense against Worcester last week. I think they'll reshape their offense a little bit, get back on track this week in the South Division, and South Carolina Stingrays will probably keep rolling special teams-wise, power play especially, and they'll look to do that Saturday and Sunday again against the Maine Mariners. In our number 2 game of the week, the Greenville Swamp Rabbits have a tough task Saturday and Sunday against the Toledo Walleye. No big win streak, though, for Toledo. It's only 18 games for the Walleye. And again, big stretch coming up for the Walleye. They played 9 out of their last 10 regular season games at home. They'll look to take the all-time ECHL record for most wins in a row at 23 coming into this final stretch. And it won't be easy, though, for Greenville. They need points in the South Division. It will not be easy up in the Central Division this week. Also, before we stop talking about the Toledo Walleye, got to give a shout out to their fans who made the trip to Kalamazoo. I noticed the whole section of Walleye fans Saturday night in the Wings Event Center. So a shout out to the faithful who made the trip across the border for that 3-1 Walleye victory. And our number 1 game of the week, the Newfoundland Growlers will take on the Florida Everblades down in Southwest Florida Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. Huge series if you're the Florida Everblades in 4th place in the South Division, needing points to keep pace with the rest of your entire division. And for the Growlers, you've already clinched a playoff spot. We're going to clinch number 1 spot in the North. 2 big teams, 2 big names in the ECHL also a rematch of the Eastern Conference Final from last year. Well, we'll see you next week for more ECHL news. Catch some of the playoff hockey this week as teams look to make their final push for the playoffs, and subscribe to our channel.
He gets the win on that one for sure on the tackle fight. Face-off, though, will be in the offensive zone for Orlando, and it'll be one forward, and that'll do it as we're having Olsen now. Olsen's going to get into it with Miller. Referee's trying to break this one up as Olsen and Miller, they were yelling at each other in between the benches. At center ice, though, you also have Mazza and Knerim. And Boca, he's into some jawing back and forth with Idaho as well, as we see Becker take a little bit of a stick shot there from Boca. Okay, here we go. Now we're going to get into the fight. It's Knerim here for Idaho and Jimmy Mazza, the alternate captain. And here we go, a big shot from Mazza, right hand. Knerim eating it there in the chin as Mazza will try to hold him back over the top. These guys struggling here for position as Mazza holding on to Knerim. Looks like Mazza's trying to throw some weak right hands there. Got a little bit of Knerim there in the top as Knerim now will flip it and he will tackle him down. And that'll be the end of the fight.